Welcome to the All In Carcast. I'm your host, Matt White.
Co-host, Cam.
And as you can see, the shop is in disarray right now. We have some upgrades and updates that has to be done in the shop over the course of the next few years, and
hopefully not that long.
Hopefully not, but
there will be a few more episodes recorded in, this kind of setting. But yeah, so it'll take a minute, but we'll get the doors up. Hopefully, you guys can't see it, but behind you are some doors that swing up into the backyard. So you might see that at some point. You might have the camera facing this way to the outside. I feel like
just for more angles,
cool change of pace, right?
Yeah.
But again,
and this thing will be running. And,
yeah.
Well, I mean, it's running now, but it'll have a different, healthier motor in it.
Absolutely.
Out of here.
Oh, and definitely stay tuned, because once the garage is fixed, we got some special plans for something going on. It's gonna be really cool.
But in order to make sure we have the people for those plans, we've been trying to go out and get out to more meets, which is what this episode is based off of. Since it's our first official episode of the podcast, we decided that we'd go and take it to a car show, film it in person, get some live interviews done. We talked to Jonny, we talked to Khenny out there, and we talked to Sam. Unfortunately, we weren't able to get the entire conversations in as I was doing some camera work that day, so we're going to have them back on as special guests eventually so we can have more developed, full conversations. Also, you'll probably come to notice Cam, throughout the course of the interviews, was just not there.
So out of it. I don't even know why.
Just having a rough day.
Dude, yeah, got there, sat down, was so ready, and then it was just like, ugh.
I wouldn't even say you sat down ready, dude. You sat down, you were already out of it.
I pulled up ready. I was hyping the car. I got outside, and I was just like, I don't know. I don't know what it was. I was so tired, though.
Dead as a doornail that whole
I brought
time.
it back. I brought it back.
A little bit.
At the end, like the last 15 minutes, okay?
A little bit.
I mean, just enjoy, hearing him yap and not me. It'll be all right. It'll be all right.
It was about the time Sam we got like halfway through.
Took a minute.
But I feel bad, though, because like even with the conversation with Sam, we didn't stay on.
Oh, no. Dude, we're notorious for that.
ADHD out the back door.
It is 12:52. We started this at like 11:45 something. Yeah, so, I mean, as you can tell.
We are very bad. I literally posted on my Instagram story while I was editing it. I was like, bro, I'm going to start bringing like Adderall and ADHD medicine whenever we go have.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Like, it's bad. Not only that, but like, it's outside. It's our first time doing a podcast in general, so doing a podcast outside with all the extra elements and sound, it just was not up to spec. So hopefully you can forgive the audio quality. We're going to try and do a lot better from here on out. I do have some actual podcast equipment on the way, so we're going to have better audio, we're going to be able to hear each other better, and we're going to be able to bring the conversation along in a much easier, natural flow than we were out there. Some of the interviews were a little bit kind of slow starting off. It took some time for them to warm up and really get into the conversation, but there were good things that were said. There were good things that needed to be said. I do want to take the time to thank the people who reached out afterwards asking to get on the podcast later. We were going to try and have a scheduled list so we can get people on. But in the meantime, we're going to try and get the simplicity thing down as far as making sure our schedules line up a little bit better so that we can be a little more consistent with editing and recording and getting the podcast out bi-weekly as originally planned. There was a lot of good points made in the entirety of this video through these interviews. Khenny had some really good points. Jonny had a lot of really good points. Sam kind of got cut off a lot. We had a lot of ADHD going on.
Absolutely.
But their messages got across, and even if it wasn't in the best quality, there was a lot of depth to what they had to say.
I mean, in a lot of the stuff, you will see it is chopped up a little bit just because of the audios. And a lot of the stuff, again, ADHD moments we did have, but again, a great atmosphere. I mean, I had a blast. You had a blast?
It was a great time.
It was a great time. Great opinions. It was good to see everybody. But yeah. So with that being said, enjoy the video.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the All In Carcast. You already know it's your boy Matt.
And co-host Cam.
We are out here live at Street Scene Charlotte, shooting in the middle of the show, actually, and we're going to try and see if we can get some interviews going. I'm not sure if the wind's going to be a problem or not. Hopefully not.
Can we talk about how there's a truck?
It's not a slammed car show.
Fair enough.
I was going to say, there's actually usually more trucks than this. There's they.
I was gonna say it is nice. I'm not hating on it. It's
Well,
not
okay,
bad.
and this is why I wanted people to come out to this show as an example because, yes, granted the Lexus is in here, but it's a work truck today. It's not a show car, but they actually go through the trouble of, having people send their cars in, and they will decline cars. Like,
Right.
I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, not everyone's gonna make it into the show. Actually, if you look at the Spectator lot over there, it's like one of my favorite examples. You actually have some built cars over
Yeah,
there.
there's actually, I saw some.
Yeah, but like they weren't show quality,
Right.
so he's not gonna let it in. And that's why I tell people, like, if you want quality shows, if you want to actually go to a show, wait and not waste your time. Spectating is free here, by the way. You don't have to pay to spectate. You only have to pay to get
Right,
in
to
the
get in,
show.
yeah.
So
That's kind of what we talked about in the last episode too.
yeah,
is,
like I feel like it's a very ideal way to have a car show without gouging people,
Right.
Their wallets.
and you don't have to worry about people ruining
Crappy
it.
bills.
Exactly.
I mean, you're gonna have some times where, like, yeah, some builds are not the cleanest. They're not gonna always be up to quality, but it's gonna be a lot better than going out
Right.
to a meet and just having the most random stuff show up out of nowhere.
Right.
Johnny, you here for an interview, my boy? So, who are you?
I'm Johnny on the spot. How y'all doing?
Nice to
What's
meet you,
up?
Johnny.
What's up? What's up?
I'm Matt. This is Cam.
Yeah.
So, tell us about yourself. How long have you been in the scene?
I've always kind of liked cars since I was little. My dad used to take me to shows and shit, and then kind of always been around it and stuff. And then getting into high school, I kind of had my first car that I wanted to do stuff with, but funds wasn't fun back then.
Yeah.
Then afterwards, then I got me another car, and then I started building that around 2021, and then around 2021 is whenever I finally got stuff happening with that car, and then still been building it ever since. Just money just been going away now.
Yeah. So, I already know because I know you personally, but for interview's sake, what do you drive?
I got a 2010 Lexus IS350, bagged and wide body. It's wrapped. It was painted first, so whenever I first painted it, it was a matte red so basically it was like a Mustang red OEM color that I had picked out, and then I put satin clear on it, which gave it like a matte satin look on it.
Yeah.
But now it's a pearl white now with wrap.
That's what's up. So, you've been in the car scene for a while. You've been able to, I'm sure you've seen the works of things. You've been behind the scenes for a bit. From then to now, like, what do you think the biggest change has been? Let's talk about the builds first. Do you think like build quality went up in the last couple of years?
I think build quality has always kind of been there. It definitely has gotten better in certain aspects of builds. It's kind of hard to say whenever you just say, like, what do you think about it?
Yeah.
The way I can put it is, like, if you're in it, you start going to shows yourself and start looking at stuff, you'll know, like, what we mean by, like, builds and aspect and ratio as far as people doing this to their cars or that to their cars. I'm saying there's obviously levels to it.
Yeah.
And obviously people, do as far as bag, people will do coilovers, people will do static builds, people will do all types of builds, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, like, the quality and as far as show builds compared to, let's say, everyday riders, everyday, coming out, there's obviously a lot of cool stuff out there, either or.
Yeah.
So it really just depends on really what we're getting into, really.
As far as like the mindset around the car community, like how people act and stuff like that, what do you think about it like now as opposed to
No
back then?
takeovers. We don't like takeovers.
Obviously, do not do takeovers.
Takeovers mess up everything for the whole community, and then, if you want to just chill, park or some shit like that, why can't we just do that, And then we get people that randomly want to pull up and then do burnouts and shit or do donuts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's not what we're there for, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We just trying to chill. We just trying to hang out, and then just kind of walk around and, see other stuff that's here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
One of the things, like, okay, yeah, so the reason why I asked that question is, like, one thing that has been kind of controversial, I haven't had people DM me about it, is, like, revving at meets.
Yeah.
Because in my opinion, I don't mind if somebody revs a little bit. Like one or two, let us hear the car, cool.
I personally obviously consider the same thing as a takeover in the aspect of, like, you're being a nuisance.
Yeah.
You're just kind of being somebody that doesn't really want you to be around the crowd now. Because if you do something like that, then you're going to create attention, for people that are outside where you're parked at.
Yeah.
People are going to start saying, oh, that's a lot of noise going on. There's a lot of stupid stuff going on.
Yeah, noise
That's what people are going to
ordinance.
think. People are just going to think that, obviously, if they, hear something like that. And that's obviously not what we really, go for as far as just people that want to park and chill and just walk around, hang out.
And have a good time,
You know
kind
what
of
I'm saying?
like
Dab up
this.
your homies that live in another city or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Stuff like
That's what really sucked about GAT, though. Because, like, going to GAT, being able to see your homies for a little while, and then, like, halfway through the weekend, everything just...
I can't imagine if I was one of those guys on Sunday, bro, because, like, so obviously my car, and I got a crew, that's, it's called Isolated. So everybody, check out the
Isolated?
page, Isolated.
I was about to say, I'll put it on screen.
Basically, everybody that's in the crew, we all try to pretty much, go down to Gatlinburg, and everything as well, for the whole event and stuff.
Yeah.
And we don't ever get a chance to kind of all mob together or hang out with all the homies from different states together, you know, that's where you get to do it at, you know?
Yeah.
We were there obviously early, but the people that from our crew that were in the show, we were all in on Saturday. So it was literally 3 of my boys, Sandy, Devin, and Ashton, and then me, and we were in the show Saturday. We were happy. We were in the show, obviously. We didn't know that all that shit was going to go down Saturday night.
Yeah.
That shit happened, and I got hella homies that were going to be in the show Sunday. And I was like, bro, I can't imagine. Isolate as well. Check out, you know, the event we got going on. We're going to have an event December 21st as well. This year, 7 to 10 p.m. We're going to have CMPD on site. We're going to have everything secure as we can. Taco truck, you know, we're going to have a DJ, everything like that.
Best way to do it.
Yeah, we had an event like that last year, but obviously we didn't have CMPD on site. But at the end of it, people started doing burnouts and stuff like that as well last year.
Stuff, yeah.
So this year we're going to make sure none of that shit is going to happen this year. But that's why it is I want to kind of do that for the guys now, because I got homies that are like from the group Chosen. I got homies from Ruin.
Yeah.
I got, you know, a bunch of homies that basically are in the show community, and they were also going to be in the show on Sunday. And basically, because of that, I kind of want to do that around this area as well.
Yeah.
And have a controlled environment to where everybody can also hang out, kind of have the same experience when people go to Gap for, and just be able to chill, man.
I feel like if we can start reminding people of the consequences and, you know, letting them know there's some foresight behind not doing dumb stuff and getting events shut down, that'd be one of the best things to helping with kind of culling the crowd and making sure everything goes back to normal. Because, like, there's nothing better than the CCPC garage events, parking garage events, dude.
The people we used to do all the top at the top and everything up there used to get packed up a lot.
It was great. It was amazing. But we had one really bad ending to an event, and it was just... Well, thank you for your time, man.
Yeah, man.
I don't want to keep it too long.
For sure.
Definitely want to try and get you on a full episode at some point or another.
Whenever, bro.
Once again, your Instagram, all your tags.
Isolated.is350, and also follow the page at Isolated.mob. We got an event going on December 21st.
So, I'm Matthew White. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
What about you? What's your name?
I'm Khenny Bala.
I was gonna say just very humble introduction. So, what do you drive? How long have you been in the car community?
I've been in the car community about 10 years. I drive the Millennium Jade S1000, the 2022 MT-09, and the 97 Toyota Supra.
So two-wheel and four-wheel.
Yeah.
I can relate. As you can see, we are very supportive of the two-wheel life here. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Where'd you start and how'd you get to where you're at now? From the time that you got into the car scene and now, like, mentality-wise, where do you think, like, do you think things have gotten better with how people approach shows and meets and stuff like that, or?
Back in the day, car scene was cool. Like, nowadays, it's kind of iffy going to car meets now because takeovers has taken over the whole internet.
Yeah.
Now, like, we have organized events like, for example, Street Scene and Import Expo and all that. It's cool. It's like I like going to these kind of events if it's organized and no dumb shit is happening.
Yeah. Car shows. You've been in any major car shows?
Yeah. I was in Tuner Evo a couple years ago. I was at Clean Culture and Import Expo about these past couple ones. It's cool. I fuck with it.
Tuner Evo was the first car show I went to.
Tuner Evo was my very first one back in 2016, 2015. I was parked at Dustin Williams booth a couple years ago, 2 years in a row, back to back.
Oh, wow.
What's a hot take?
What's a hot take?
Yeah,
like, give me an example.
Bags or static?
Yeah.
Oh, I can't say to any of them because I've been through both. Like, I went from bags, now I'm on coils. On the S1000, on the Supra, I'm straight up on coils. Okay. So like overall, if you want good like overall performance or handling, coils. If you want to go for a show and you just air out on peasants, bags all day, every day.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
I went through 2 back setups on both of my cars, so I can understand from each and everyone's point of view on bags and how coils are. Yeah.
Bags. Bags. I will always be a bags first. Actually, I like to mix the two. Air cups, static on air cups. I feel like it's something that people like gloss over too often.
Yeah.
That's cheating.
No, it's not.
Cheating.
You have $20,000 worth of carbon fiber stuff on the bottom of your car for your track car, and you want to take it out to a show.
Bro, let me get some. Damn.
Nah, his shit's all Alibaba and Temu.
Yeah, I was about to say, he got the Alibaba BMW, right?
Yeah. And then,
If you got the money, I guess.
Was it rap money?
But
It's okay. I got the junkyard Lexus.
nah, that was like
I
$2
ain't gonna hold it, but like when my car was on bags, I drove it like how it's meant to be driven, low as I had all expensive shit on my car.
Batic.
But
Batic.
yeah, Batic.
Batic is the way
That's
to go.
Love you, Khenny.
But now I'm completely static. I drive the dog shit out of my cars now, regardless.
What's it like driving? Like, do you daily the Supra?
No, I don't. That's a garage queen.
Garage queen?
I'll drive on the weekends though.
I was about to say, there's one guy down in Rock Hill, South Carolina. He's got a shop. He builds them. He dailies probably one of the cleanest ones I've ever seen. That's stock.
I have a daily, so I was like, if I want to drive that, I'll drive on a nice day, you know.
Do you have any power mods?
On that, so the Supra has a blow-up valve, a full downpipe, full exhaust, a boost gauge. It makes 23 pounds of boost at 450 wheel.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
That's
He's got a black car that has unlimited money on it.
No, I paid that shit straight up cash.
Nah,
fool.
that shit got maxed out when he bought the Silverado.
That's
I paid that shit cash, fool.
The Sierra, my bad. $100,000, my bad. Drop. That's about his IS.
We're not gonna talk about that car.
IS?
We ain't gonna talk about that car.
the IS.
I had a third gen IS 2017 like this one. Yeah, like literally the same color.
You want another one?
Huh? No, I'll f that car. I'm sorry. I love that car, but I wouldn't buy it again.
Did you went to GAT, right?
This past year, or are you talking about the year before?
This past.
Nah, I didn't go this year because I saw I knew what was gonna happen this year. That's why I was saving it my birthday trip for the following weekend of GAT. So,
that makes sense. Yeah, he had a premonition. He was like,
nah,
I ain't going this year.
I ain't going this year. I had a really bad feeling this year, and I was right.
Yeah, you were right.
Because last year, when I took the Supra to GAT, I got pulled over on the strip because the cop pulled me over when I did a nosedive. So basically, I was doing from a light, did a first gear pull, the front end lifted up, and then I saw the cop and squatted back down. I was like, "Your car did a nosedive." I was like, "Bruh, I didn't know you can get pulled over for doing a nosedive."
Nosedive? What if my shocks are just blown?
Yeah.
You know how many cars I see in Charlotte hit a bump and they keep bouncing for like 2 to 3 miles? Yeah, that'd be the first thing I tell them. Say, yeah, no, officer, shocks are blown. I can't do nothing about it.
I don't know. Gallon Brothers, please. I think they just made up a whole bunch of
No,
stuff.
I was about to say, so like,
They made a whole bunch of shit.
as someone who's gone, I was about to say, they weren't as bad before.
Yeah, because the car culture got worse.
People got tickets for defacing the pavement.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
at Cookout. I put a clip up. There's a guy got pulled into the Cookout. Like, the officer told him to pull into Cookout. He pulled in, and the officer added defacing to his ticket because he scraped going into Cookout.
Tint is speed. I mean, hey, bro, whatever. You know, that's normal. But like, you know, I had one buddy. He got a ticket that was like $800 worth of tickets.
Cops were bad this year, so I mean, it's a good thing you didn't go, but at the same time,
Because the following week, I went to the Dragon, and I had so much fun with the bikes on the Dragon.
dude.
That's why I went the following week.
I was about to say, you didn't see the Camaro or none of that?
No.
The Camaro that fell off.
Yeah, dude.
No, I didn't.
That Camaro got destroyed.
Yeah, I
There's
heard.
a bunch of crazy stuff.
Who's
You build
driving?
clout around something, and people who don't understand and don't have the skills and are gonna go and they're gonna start swinging themselves around it. It's disappointing to see because it wasn't like that before. But like, I'm hoping that as we can start calling more people out in the car scene, we can kind of get it back to where it was.
We're bringing back bullying, bro.
Oh,
100%.
100%.
Bringing back bullying?
We were
Yeah.
talking about that on the podcast.
I'm bringing back snitching for them takeover kids.
Hell
Dude,
yeah.
listen. Something has to be done, and if people don't see the consequences to their actions, they're gonna keep doing dumb stuff.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So I mean, like, and then if people like you or people like Johnny here, anybody with a more influential voice starts doing stuff like that, it's gonna be more.
It's gonna spread.
My voice don't spread. His voice spreads.
I know his voice spreads.
His voice. Mine don't got weight to it. Oh, you got weight. Say if I got weight, he got tons. Big ass.
What's that?
Oh yeah.
I'm no longer interested. Why did he roll the window down and look at us like that? Y'all see that?
No more Mopar people.
If you're gonna drift at an event. It's fun.
Or street drift.
Street drifting is, I can't legally endorse it,
yeah,
but it's fun.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say it's bad. Street drifting, toge, there's a lot of alternatives that honestly, if you don't want to go out of your way to go to an event, just be smart about it. Meet up with some friends. Don't put it out in group chats. Don't post it on Instagram, on social media. If you sit there and you post yourself street drifting, and you like, oh yeah, we did it here, or we're with so and so. Yeah, it's a problem. That's not the way
I
to
can
do
bring
it.
the liquids in my so we can lock their ass up.
Hey, listen, I'm not gonna say go after the street drifters. Those they're probably the least of your problems. That's crazy.
We need to bring back to the UNCC days back in 2016 at the CRI parking deck. The meets at the Toys R Us back in the day in Concord Mills.
Oh, the K1.
The K1 meets,
K1
like
meets were
every
so
Friday,
hard.
Saturday, or come out
K1
after,
spot,
or Sunday
These
popping
are
up.
old heads y'all talking
Like,
to. See, me, I'm a little younger. I wasn't all that shit 'cause I was really young. You know?
I was like the size of that kid behind you out at these meets, man.
Yeah, I was little going to those meets. I mean, the other thing too, I feel like helping others, like small businesses out, like the small businesses, if you go to them and you're like, hey, you know, we'll advertise your stuff if you let us like host a meet here, or like, you know, a car meet, or even just like car shows in general. Have people come out, they can get food at the shop, you're helping them out and they're helping you out, because then they're sanctioning the meet. You don't have to worry about people coming up all the time like that.
I hosted a meet at my business, not even an hour later. If y'all are in the university area, I'm located Mallet Creek, Church Road, 2130 East Arbors Drive, Charlotte, North Carolina, 28262, Suite 200. My IG handle for the business is Toyama Express _CLT. Yeah. It was like 2 weekends ago. I hosted a meet at my business, and CMPD pulled up, sirens and everything.
That's private property.
Yeah, it's we were on my property, and they wouldn't they kicked me off of my property. It was like, oh, everybody's supporting the business over here, because my business was closed because I was on a Sunday.
Right.
I was like, oh, let's do it here, because why not? All the other businesses and Trader Joe's is right there. Fuck it, come on. And then not even an hour later, the CMPD officer told me there was a car meet the weekend before that at Bulwark Billy's, and that McDonald's parking lot. Someone got shot and killed in that parking lot. I was like, bro, but that's not my event. My event's organized. No one's doing dumb shit. Everybody's just chilling, having a good time.
To be fair, though, that goes back to like the consequences. Like, and I said the same thing with Gatlinburg. Jimmy's Market was nowhere near the convention center, dude. It's like 30, 40 minutes away from the convention center, right? Jimmy's Market and
2025.
It's about 25 minutes.
Yeah, well, traffic said 40.
Yeah.
What would have helped them is that the brick lock stayed open the whole week, because it would have controlled traffic.
Yeah.
I said in the podcast, I feel like they did that on purpose. I feel like they were trying to incite, traffic and get people out on the street so that it would be easier for them to shut it down.
Even on the city's website, they actually have that brick lock for over parking for things going around there.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they physically closed it on purpose when we were there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
They had a Rat Rod weekend a couple weeks before that. They didn't shut it down.
Nope.
So why the was slamming up Gatlinburg, that brick lot, we couldn't use that lot.
The Jeep, oh my gosh, the Jeep event that goes on that weekend,
Yeah.
I hear locals complain about that Jeep event all the time.
I feel like it's also too, the sad part about like with takeovers, it's put in the same category with these meets, because we're a younger demographic. Like they're gonna have a lot of those like classic car shows and those rat rod shows, but in their mind that's like all older people.
All older
right.
people.
And now I mean, they're not necessarily wrong, but at the same time, like I love those types of cars. I'll go look at those all day. But the problem is, like, we're tied in with that younger demographic, the takeovers, all those cars. So that's why I feel like they'll leave it open for them. They'll allow them their time, because they're not, thinking about the kids ruining all that stuff. It's so destructive and whatnot.
Not all car people are bad guys.
Right, I know. I can't
Not all
stand
car
that.
people are bad.
I feel like it's bad if the city feels like they need to take revenue away from small businesses just to avoid situations from car meets.
It's because they want everything sanctioned and they want everything in paper.
Yeah.
If you work there, you own it, and you're not the actual landlord. They're wanting so much proof on it that it's like to the point where
You have to go to the
does it
lot
really
owner.
matter?
That's fair. But I mean, even then, like the fact that it got to that point, because you can talk to a lot of people. It used to be you literally just walk into a business, you say, hey, can we host a car meet here? And you're chilling.
Yeah. Now you need all the paperwork, all that.
For them to shut your meat down though, in your own, and you being the owner of it, I
Yeah.
mean that's ridiculous. You don't need a piece of paper. It's you. I mean, you're the one hosting it. Like I don't understand why that's ridiculous.
No, the fact that they would go to that. I mean, and obviously you can look at the cars in the lot and see like, okay,
No one's doing dumb.
they're all parked. I guarantee you half the hoods are going to be cold by the time the cops do get there.
Yeah.
The thing that kind of pushed the car scene into what we have now is FOMO. Everyone
Yeah.
got FOMO really bad, so they were just like, you know what? We're going to start going just because we can and do whatever we want just because we might not be able to do it next time. So you can use FOMO as something destructive and you can use FOMO as something creative, and that's how I want to use it.
It's either constructive or destructive.
Very, very
Very.
destructive. And I mean, like,
And we have seen our fair share of both.
yeah, but
Yeah.
the problem is that it went unchecked.
Where do you think it started?
Where do I think FOMO started?
No. Well, I mean, yeah, that was for the car scene, but yeah, like, where, like, what do you think caused this like reckless type of behavior recently in this recent
The
era?
internet.
I
That's
was
all it
about to
is.
say, do you think it is the internet?
Yeah.
Do you think, all right. And you think that's also where the fear of missing out came from? They see it, post it everywhere, and they want to be like, oh, I want to be a part of that.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is, right?
I'll tell you where it originally started out was H2OI.
Oh yeah, well
people
we
saw
talked
that-
about that.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna say,
yeah.
When
It's-
people saw that H2OI was never coming back, and they thought, oh my gosh, I'm gonna miss out on all these great events, so I need to start doing. Because it's the same reason why SEMA became public. Because people saw everyone going to SEMA, they saw all the cool stuff happening around SEMA, and they thought, well, if I don't go this year, there might not be it next year, or
Yep.
I'll never get the opportunity to go in the future. And thanks to that, they started doing reckless things to get the outcome they wanted. So that's where I
That
think
just
it
it just made it worse.
Yeah.
It didn't make anything better.
Right.
It's also kind of like what you said earlier too. It's that following. You see that following. People are like, oh well, I have this huge following. I'm entitled to do
Whatever the
whatever.
fuck I
whatever
want.
do.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like people are gonna enjoy it. I'm not gonna get in trouble because I have a number on the screen.
Yeah.
That's essentially all it is.
Well, and the problem is, and that again, that ties into accountability. The more people that see what you do, the more you should be held accountable for your actions. Instead, it's become the opposite. You know, you get a crowd and you don't. There's no. People don't get stage fright anymore. It's the opposite. Everyone wants to be a performer.
Right.
And when everyone starts performing, nothing's taken seriously. You lose the art, you lose the skill, you lose the actual passion and culture behind things, because if everyone can act,
They'll act the way how they want to act.
right, let's put it in like a Hollywood way, all right? Let's take, who's a really good actor? Like who's a really talented actor? We'll take Keanu Reeves for an example, all right? If I put everybody in front of us right now, in front of Keanu Reeves, and told them to act out being John Wick, right?
Oh, yeah.
Everyone could do it. Everyone can act like they're John Wick, but no one's gonna be able to perform to the same level as Keanu Reeves. But if Keanu isn't put out there as an example, no one's gonna have him as a baseline. If you don't have a baseline for what you should be performing, everything's good. You can even relate it to the car scene, all right? Let's put we'll use the Supra as an example. If that Supra wasn't here, and everybody in the parking lot and the spectating lot was here instead, there's no good to look at, so everything automatically becomes like acceptable. But you take one of those stock Z's out there and you put it next to the Supra, you're gonna look at the Supra and say, yo, this is sick. What the hell is that?
We need to bring back quality over quantity.
Exactly. Because I have that baseline of knowing this is what good is, I can understand, all right, you know, move myself out the way, get that random person out the way, let the quality stuff happen, let people see the quality stuff, and that's gonna bring the overall image of the scene
How
back
it used
up.
to be.
Media is the most important thing when it comes to socializing and putting things out there.
So much.
It really has. It really has. You know, I asked somebody if they knew who Crispy Media was the other day. They said no.
Dang, that hurt my soul.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah. I was like, you don't know Crispy Media, you don't know Washington's Media, you don't know any of the OGs.
You don't
Halcyon
know
Photo.
Halcyon Photos? Yeah.
Like, all the OGs I grew up watching is the reason why I feel like I shouldn't be charging for my work until I get to their level.
Yep.
Majority of the time, if you ask somebody who's walking around with an actual camera rig, a setup, it's quality. It's quality work. You can't do that, so hence why you're charging. Like, I don't know why there's a big controversy around that. It shouldn't be.
Social media.
Oh yeah, fair enough.
It's easy to go famous off of random iPhone clips now, as long as something crazy's happening.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But, like-
Absolutely. Well, it's like I don't know. I don't understand why people are so scared of paying for quality work. I mean, it's quality work.
'Cause nobody
It's
has-
not.
Nobody has bread.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Everybody,
yeah. End of story. Yeah.
everybody
Honestly,
nowadays are broke.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I can relate too, but it's like if I wanted,
Yeah, but I
I'll
was
pay
just
for
gonna
it.
say, like,
Yeah.
if you're broke, I mean,
Just admit it.
right, but how are you gonna take that out on somebody else?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's just that's ridiculous.
Well, and like budget.
Yeah.
Budget. I mean,
Right.
there's a bunch of small financial things you can do to work towards that. People who put expensive parts on a car usually get it not because it's expensive, but then because they understand that there's work and craftsmanship that goes into it.
Yep.
It's gonna last too. You're not gonna blow up. I mean, come on now.
You can get wheels.
Spend the money once so you don't have to spend it twice.
Right. Buy once, cry once, sure, but you're going to be able to keep it for a good time.
Yeah.
But once people start seeing there's a temporary solution, Alibaba wheels, Alibaba body kit, you know, they think, all right, it'll work for 2 days. I'll take the pictures. I'll do what I want to do. And I don't give a damn what happens after that. And that's why you have a bunch of low quality reps, you know, body kits. It's really bad. And like that's why when the whole Alibaba wheel thing started to blow up, I was like, yo. Nah, but like when you start getting fake stuff and fake parts that are like crucial to your car, that's becomes a safety hazard. It's usually people will cheap out on parts you don't see that are functional. Like there was a company a while ago.
Like wheels and body kit, right?
Well, no, because there was a company a while ago that was selling spacers, but they were using a really cheap metal for the lugs, for the studs. Yeah, the studs would shear off and the wheel would go flying off.
I actually had a buddy we put the spacers on his car. 2 days later, we're driving down the road, and he just used a pop and the scraping noise. The wheel just came right off. Just blew him out. That's where the danger comes in. Yeah.
That's your life right there. You're playing with.
Exactly.
And FOMO plays into that because of the whole YouTube builds happening in a week.
Yeah.
You built a relationship with the vehicle you were building because you took the time, you put the time in and the effort into building. Now, granted, it doesn't have to rush. Right.
Yeah.
You don't have to take 8 years to build a car. That's different. But you're not going to turn around and turn a stock Lexus LS400 into a show-winning VIP build in a month.
No, hell no.
FOMO plays a huge part in that because
If you got money, you can do anything, okay?
Right. They started seeing people like TJ Hunt. They started seeing people like Throttle. Throttle makes a car like every other week and then gives it away.
Yeah, because they got money.
Yeah, they got money. They also have people, and that's how they make their money. But most people don't understand that. You know, most people are like, I'm working at McDonald's. I gotta get a house. I get an apartment. But I need to build my car in 2 days.
Their priorities are so.
Thank you for your time, though.
Thank you, brother.
I got an 03 WRX, basically full bolt-ons. I got that. I got a 1996 Honda Civic, the D16 Y7. My girl's got a D16 Y5. Hers is a 97 Civic, and then I got a 2025 ZX6R now.
So, do you have any are you still working on the Subaru?
So it's a daily. I don't want to put too much into it. It's more of I want it to be nice and clean. I want it to basically be all one color.
So the Civic's a project car, or you're kind of you're not working on either?
The Civic is a project car.
Okay.
I can't put too much into details about it, but it was a static car. Now I'm switching it completely up. It's going to take a little bit for me to even get where I want to be with it.
I want to note static is an understatement. What makes a car static?
Yeah, because I was saying, for me, when I think static, right? I think cut springs or lowering springs.
So lowering springs does start getting into a little bit of the static because you start getting the rough ride, but it's not like the full-blown static experience.
So would that be...
Cut springs is the cheaper way, but I mean it's cool because of the bounce and everything. But washers, coilovers, BC Extreme lows.
So you would say coilovers are static?
Depending on what kind it is. Would you? It depends on how low you want the car for it to be static.
I say static is anything that does not move from the height you set it at when you drive. Now, riding static, static bounce and all that, that's a whole different story. Because the Lexus is static. It's not slammed, because you got slammed, static, stance, and then back.
So then what's stance though? I feel like
stance is the Lexus is
That's a stance. And static is basically when your wheels on the fender.
Oh, when you're maxed out.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah. And then you have slammed, which is your whole frame is just the whole way.
So not my Civic.
No, the Civic was static, but not slammed.
No, you said it was static.
Sorry, the Civic was static.
Nah, it was static.
It's just too much effort, in my opinion, just to get the ride height.
Oh yeah, no, it's ridiculous. I mean, look, they look fine just like that. Just put a body kit on, you're chilling.
Right, yeah, I'm not doing all that. I'm not.
Right,
Yeah,
kit
no,
lows.
there's
Nothing wrong.
baby.
Oh my gosh.
KBD.
There is nothing wrong with kit low. There's nothing wrong with kit low, and I think the problem with everyone wants so much clout from oh yeah, dude, I'm really low. I'm actually on the floor. Drive your car.
Like, yeah, right, yeah, exactly,
I'm
exactly,
just saying.
100%. People that when they do the credit card thing under their limit, it's like, dude, that's not cool. Like, how are you getting out of
Guys,
there now?
look
Like,
how
are you getting out of that
dysfunctional my
spot?
car is.
So I think that part is cool if you do the credit card on the car and you can't get it up under it, and they still drive it and they show that they drive it.
If they can get it out of there, or if they're on bags. But like the people who cut their springs or do like coilovers and max them out where they can't, it's like, dude, you are destroying your car.
Especially,
Some people just don't really care about the car. It's just more of just having the fun in the car.
yeah. Well, I mean, let's be honest though. Is it fun to not ever be able to take your car out? This guy I'm talking about couldn't even drive it in GAT. It was trailered the whole way around GAT. Yeah, that bad. He hit a bump going to work and bent his frame. Yeah.
It happens. If you're slammed, you might as well. Okay, so
There were cobwebs under that car until he went to GAT.
so my thing is, it's like if you want to slam your car and drive it, that's cool. But if you want to face the consequences of that car on shit that breaks, it's more of like you pay to play. If you want to slam your car and throw it on the ground and just drag it all the time, you better have at least some money in your pocket or under your pillow, under your mattress, so when that day comes, like the bent frame, to have to fix it.
Yeah. But
I mean, I feel like drift cars do that. Race cars do
well,
that.
yeah,
like they have money
but
aside
they
for when
have
their quarter
money
panels
aside
and
for
whatnot
it.
gets destroyed.
My problem is when you start having these show cars and you're trying to go into these venues,
Yeah.
it becomes a problem.
Where you have to
Well,
disassemble the whole front end just to get up.
Not even that. You can't have the car in the show because you will literally damage the floor.
Yeah.
It's cool to an extent, but like keeping some functionality is important.
Yeah, you don't want to have destruction of property at somebody's venue, especially if it's somebody like you know and you care about and everything, and you have somebody who isn't really careless and they want to not purposely but like accidentally destroy the venue and the property. At that same time, you're still facing those consequences. And it's not just thrown on that driver itself, it's thrown on somebody who's hosting at that venue as well. So it's a lot of backlash.
No, I mean, I don't know. I feel like it gets to a point where functionality does need to have some sort of basis in the car that you're building. Otherwise, you're just throwing together a box with wheels for what reason?
FOMO,
for the fear of missing out, like we were talking about. It's literally what that is.
So, functionality. You were saying like to build the cars to have functionality, and you said there's too much or too far gone, and you said it ends up being. And my first thing that came to my mind was money pit.
Oh, yeah.
And I see it a lot in people, and I give them kudos for it, whether they want their car to be functional or not. It's the fact that they want to just keep throwing money at the car, whether it's old or new. And I'm just like, I wish.
Yeah, it gets to a point. It really does get to a point where like it's not worth it.
It's not. It gets tiring. It gets emotionally draining. You physically are drained if you're the one who's working on the car, and just emotional because you're going through all these emotions while working on the car and having to fix everything that keeps breaking. But it's the fact that you don't want to actually fix it.
Bro, it got to a point with the Subaru where like, I pulled the motor out of that car 4 different times, rebuilt it over the winter in the cold, and it was just like, dude, like I've thrown so much money at this thing. And mind you, the time that I will not hesitate to admit, I've been down before. I've had my downs in life. I was not in a place where I could afford to build a car. I was between jobs. It was not good. The business wasn't doing as well as I wanted it to. There was a lot going on behind the scenes that people didn't see. But the problem that had really started for me was that I realized that it got to the point where I was building it for the scene and for the clout, and it wasn't a thing that was for me personally anymore.
That's where it starts becoming a problem, because if you're building a car just for the scene and like clout chasing and having like the center of attention with cars, that's a big issue with everybody, because there's no reason to clout chase, because you always got to realize no matter how good you build your car, there is somebody above you every time.
Yep. And not everyone's going to like it.
No, not everybody's going to like your build. If you go static, somebody's gonna be like, "Oh, you should have went bags." You go bags, somebody's gonna be like, "Oh, you should have went static." It's always that nitpicky people, and it's okay to like, I don't know how to say it, like critique somebody.
Criticize and critique.
Yeah, but like in a good way. Don't like bash on their car saying like you should have done this, this, and this,
Right.
and it would have been a better car.
Like if it's not your car, you didn't have the initial tastes in mind to build it.
Well, and it's constructive. It's constructive
Well,
criticism.
yeah, but there's a
It's,
difference between being constructively criticism and to discourage somebody's build. Because like that's one of the main things that I feel like is like a problem is a lot of people don't know how to guide people right. So they mean well, but they say things incorrectly. Like one of my favorite things is when I had the Civic, I put the wing on as a joke because I knew people were gonna hate it. It was the funniest
was
thing
so
ever.
bad.
It was a
It was
$20
so
wing.
bad.
It was the ugliest
It was
thing
so
ever.
bad.
Or we can even talk about just the spec body kit that was on it when I got it.
That wasn't.
It was ugly, but the problem was that the guy didn't build it properly. But the way that people hated on it was what initially made me like, damn, okay, I hate this car. I hate
Right.
this build. I hate the fact that I have it.
Yeah.
But when I stood to the side and my brother was like, look, dude, look at it in the way of it is a 2000s spec, all right? It's not what you had in mind when you saw a Civic. You thinking slammed, subtle body kit, whatever. But if you take it and you put it in Need for Speed, right, you would probably find that body kit in Need for Speed, in an older Need for Speed game.
For sure.
And when you put it together like that, when you take a look at the concept from a critiquing standpoint of it just needs paint, make it look good, the car actually looks nice.
Right.
But if someone's sitting there, dude, that thing is ugly. You need to sell it. The thing looks horrible. Yeah, the first thing you think is, oh man, like, okay, I don't want to do this anymore. Like, I hate it. Like, this is not right.
Well, with the GTI, so everyone called it an egg and whatnot, ugly car, and I would always I'd go and look at it, and I'd take a step back, say the same thing, and just be like, all right, I guess it's not that bad. I'd take some pictures. I'd love it again. Everyone, oh, it's so ugly. Like, damn. And especially with dumping all the money into it, I was like, oh, I'm so tired of this car.
You just contradict yourself when somebody tries to discourage you,
Absolutely.
Yeah, I had my fair share with the Volkswagens. I did have an old MK4 Volkswagen. It was 1.8T, big turboed and everything. It just nothing but problems. Turbo kept blowing out the manifolds
they do.
and stuff. Yep.
No, I was just talking about Volkswagens and their problems.
Fair, yeah.
I would know I'm a Subi guy.
Yeah.
Well, you're gonna hate me for this, okay? And please don't smack me when I say this. But the GTI was an eBay build for what it was.
I'm not gonna smack you because look, all right, let's be honest here.
That's part of the reason why you had the issues, though, if we're going to be honest.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you work within your budget, but the thing is research.
Yeah, that's fair. Do your research,
There's a lot
of
of
course,
legit
yeah.
eBay builds out there. Like, dude.
But you have to know exactly what you're doing with it. You can't just go out and buy random eBay parts.
Well,
and that's the
nowadays
problem.
eBay has legit parts.
They do, yeah.
Back then,
No,
when that car was
absolutely
built,
not.
I was
Yeah,
about to say, it didn't
I
make
haven't
sense.
used eBay in so long, so I honestly be forgetting that they do have
I'm gonna be
good
honest
parts
with
for
you.
once.
eBay is the reason why that car drives.
The Lexus or the Subaru? Oh, okay.
Yeah, the eBay is the reason why that car drives because I got bushing kits for the transmission, the drive shaft, a lot of stuff off of eBay for that car because you can't go to most manufacturers anymore and get stuff for a 1998. So you're reduced to what you have to work with, but instead of going and buying the $20 eBay bushing kit, I went and I looked, I did my research, hey, these guys use the same manufacturer as OEM Lexus, they just sell on eBay because they don't have to pay, certain tariffs, certain shipping fees.
Right.
And you can get legit things off of eBay, but the problem is people don't want to do that research. People don't have patience these days because of FOMO.
People see the part and see that it's cheap, and they're like, "Oh, let me buy it." And then they mess up on the car, and they're like, "Well, I bought eBay parts. What's the issue with my car?" They don't do their research. They don't look at the names of the branding. They don't look at reviews. That's the biggest thing when somebody is purchasing parts is they don't look at other people's reviews, and it's more of if they have installed it correctly to write a review.
Cheat fact, by the way. Most eBay companies will base their names off of a real company, but incorrectly spell it. Just saying. Just saying.
Yeah.
But another thing to say is you can also get legit things from those Chinese companies because a lot of these real companies make their stuff in China. Because SmallRig is a legit company. SmallRig makes some really good stuff for cameras. But Newer, if you look at a lot of the stuff SmallRig has, you'll see that Newer has it too for a lot cheaper. What the main difference is that SmallRig does quality control. The rest of these Chinese factories don't do it. They just produce it. So sometimes you get great stuff, and sometimes you might have gotten one that didn't get quality controlled and still got shipped out. So there's definitely tricks to it, but that stuff you learn over time. It's a conversation worth having. Let's be honest here. I mean,
It is a good conversation.
yeah, it's important because most people don't know this stuff.
Yeah.
I can guarantee you half the people walking around out here wouldn't know half the things we talked about.
No, and it's like a good educational purpose, especially when you're talking about something and then it makes somebody's day and they're like, oh, I didn't know that information, and now since they know that information, they can look out for it.
Yeah, I mean that's the number one thing is a lot of the issues we have in the car community is because people don't know to look out for it until it's too late. Like, and I'll paraphrase myself from the first podcast. That chick that got brought to the takeover.
Yeah.
She didn't know what she was getting into. She didn't know what to look for.
Well, and again, like we're saying, now her whole viewpoint on cars and the car scene is
A
that.
negative viewpoint.
Right. The atmosphere was awesome. It was really cool to be around like people with similar,
Tastes.
similar opinions, and even different opinions. Just hearing everybody come out and just explain their side of the car scene and hearing all that stuff in their builds. That was really fun, and just kind of having people walk by and stop and watch. Like that was something that I don't know. For me, it was really cool.
Yeah.
I normally don't like that kind of attention, but having people stop by and actually show interest in what we were talking about was a really cool aspect to going out to these meets. And yeah, hopefully we can do that a lot more.
I honestly think that if we can make it a more consistent thing, we could probably bring it to the point where we're doing it at bigger,
Yeah, of course.
grand car shows where we can have people with different backgrounds. Because I think one of the most interesting parts about it, having somebody like Khenny on, where you have a whole different experience. He had a lot more money and he had a lot more connections getting into the car scene, but still had the same values. I think that's a really big thing because I feel like there's a huge disconnect between people when they see like, okay, that person's got all this stuff, he's got all these followers or whatever, he's got a whole different experience. There's no way he's gonna have the same ideals and thoughts as I do. But we were able to agree on a lot of stuff. We had a lot of very same opinions. Even in his personal tastes, it wasn't that far off from what we have. You know.
It's just the only difference is he's able to do it.
Do it, yeah.
That's the biggest thing. But that's cool, though.
Yeah.
That's cool, though, because we get to see that. It's something that I've always wanted to do.
Yeah.
I can watch somebody else do, and not just on YouTube. Like, I can be like, I can know the guy. I can see what he's doing. I can be like, all right, that's cool.
The way I look at it is like, knowing that someone else is able to do what I aspire to do makes me excited.
Right.
Because I'm like, yeah, that's going to be me in a couple of years.
Which is why we have car meets and car shows and not just takeovers. It's good to see that. It's good to go out and have that
taste of reality.
Right, and that influence and be like, damn, like I get to go see this. You don't even really have to know the guy. Just going out to a show, you get to see all these guys doing what you want to do. Be just, it's a little bit easier because then you don't got to spend all the money. I don't know if that really makes sense, but for me that's a huge thing.
I mean, because all right. It's because you get to see what you're investing in.
Right. Yeah.
I was gonna say, it's not a blind investment, and to see other people enjoying the thing you're actively putting time and money towards,
right,
it becomes worth it. Now it's worth it. Like, watching someone else live your dream and enjoy your dream lets you know, okay, I chose right. I chose the dream that I'm gonna achieve what I want to achieve eventually, and it's gonna be great. I'm gonna have a great time. He's smiling the whole time. He's having a great time. I see Khenny all the time. Dude, I think it was on my way to Mooresville to go record the drift event that I recorded last weekend. 1 a.m, I'm on the highway, and Khenny, I just see a black Supra merge onto the highway. I'm like, there's no way that's Khenny. This man pulls up, he catches up to me, biggest smile on his face, dude. I mean, I was just like, he's geeking, I'm geeking. We're messing around, having a great time, and I'm just like, I can't wait for that to be me one day. Like, granted, this thing isn't like super rare or anything, but I can't wait to be on the road.
So much fun.
You're right. Like with the plans I have for this car, it's gonna sound great. It's not gonna be super crazy. It's only gonna make like 300-400 horsepower.
I also feel though, you can't. Right. Exactly that, and also it's your car. It's what you want to do.
I was about to say.
Not everybody's going to enjoy a Subaru. I mean, there's thousands of Subaru haters out there. Let's be real. But at the same time, it's still your car, and that's what you're building. So of course it's going to be. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be some crazy expensive car because I mean,
it's something that you're enjoying.
I'd pick these type of cars that JDM imports all day, any day over exotic supercars.
You can catch us, or probably me, one of the two of us, at The toy drive, September 21st is...
22nd. No.
20
No, is it 21st?
I'm pretty sure it's the 21st is the isolated mob.
Okay.
They're doing a drive as well.
All right.
So catch us out at these events. Thank you guys for watching so much. Again, we're gonna try and up the audio quality. We're gonna try and make things better. This is our first time doing a podcast, and today was our first time doing it outside. If you enjoyed it, leave a like and a comment. Don't forget to subscribe. Let us know what you wanna hear about in the next video.
Peace.